Here are Grandma's 42 home hacks that actually work. Use ghee instead of butter. Ghee, the clarified form of butter, was something Grandma swore by in the kitchen. It stores well without refrigeration and has a higher smoke point, making it perfect for frying or baking. Since the milk solids are removed, it lasts longer and tastes richer. Ghee can be spooned into recipes where butter might burn or spoil too quickly. Keep it in a cool pantry, sealed in a glass jar. You'll find its nutty aroma enhances both sweet and savory dishes. Add a spoonful to hot rice for a comforting, nostalgic flavor that lingers long after the meal. Put bread on burnt rice. Did you know that placing a slice of bread over burnt rice can absorb the smoky odor? This simple trick works because the bread acts like a sponge, drawing up the unpleasant smell without disturbing the grains. After cooking rice for too long, remove it from heat and gently lay a slice of soft bread on top. Let it sit covered for 10 to 15 minutes. The bread absorbs much of the charred scent and taste, saving most of the batch. Carefully remove the bread and serve the rice as usual. For added insurance, transfer rice to a clean pot before serving. Use leftover water for plants. When Grandma drained pasta or boiled vegetables, she didn't pour the water down the sink. She reused it for her plants. Cooled cooking water contains trace nutrients like starches, minerals, and vitamins that help feed soil. Once the water cools, use it to hydrate houseplants, garden herbs, or outdoor flower beds. Just avoid salted water, which can dry out roots. This not only conserves water, but also turns waste into wellness for your garden. Keep a container by the sink to collect clean runoff throughout the day. Use filtered tea or egg water the same way for similar benefits. Bake with vanilla to make home smell good. To make your home smell welcoming and cozy without using artificial sprays, simply warm vanilla extract in your oven. Preheat to a low 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 148 degrees Celsius and pour 2 teaspoons of vanilla into a ceramic cup or small baking dish. Place it inside for about 20 minutes. The scent will gently fill your house with the aroma of fresh baked sweets. This hack is perfect before guests arrive or after cooking pungent meals. You can also simmer vanilla with cinnamon sticks on the stovetop. For longer lasting effect, keep a cotton ball soaked in vanilla behind the radiator or heater. Rub walnut on wood scratches. Scuffed furniture doesn't always need polishing. Sometimes a walnut will do the trick. The natural oils in raw walnuts darken the exposed wood and help hide small scratches. Simply crack open a walnut, rub the meat along the grain of the scratch, and wait a few minutes. Then buff lightly with a soft cloth. It's an old-fashioned fix that still surprises many. The effect works best on medium to dark wood surfaces like desks, cabinets, and table legs. Use this method sparingly and repeat as needed. For deeper marks, press harder or let the walnut oil soak in before buffing. Boil salty soup with potato. Oversalted soup doesn't have to go to waste. Just drop in a peeled potato while it simmers. The potato absorbs some of the excess salt without changing the flavor of the dish. Let it cook for 10 to 15 minutes, then remove and discard the potato. You'll notice a more balanced taste in the broth. This trick works best for clear or broth-based soups. If the soup is still too salty, add a splash of water or cream. Always taste and adjust in stages so you don't lose flavor completely. Warm stale bread in oven. Day-old bread can taste nearly fresh again with just a little heat. Lightly dampen the crust with water. Wrap it in foil and place in a preheated 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius oven for 10 to 15 minutes. The steam revives the interior while the foil prevents overcrisping. Once warm, remove the foil and toast it uncovered for a few more minutes if you want a crispier finish. This method works wonders on baguettes and sandwich loaves. Avoid microwaving. It makes the bread rubbery. Always reheat only what you plan to eat right away for best texture. Keep bugs away with bay leaves. Pantry pests like weevils and moths dislike the smell of bay leaves. Place a few dried leaves in containers of flour, rice, or beans to deter insects naturally. Their strong herbal scent repels bugs without adding unwanted taste to your dry goods. Replace the leaves every few months for continued effectiveness. You can also tape one to the inside of cabinet doors. It's an easy way to keep storage clean without chemicals. Crushed bay leaves also work, but may need to be placed in a small pouch to avoid mixing into food. Hang laundry to dry to make clothes last longer. Grandma always hung her clothes outside, not just to save energy, but because it was gentler on fabric. Air drying reduces wear and tear from tumbling and prevents shrinking or fading over time. The sun's natural UV rays can also help disinfect and whiten garments. Simply shake clothes before hanging to prevent stiffness and let gravity pull out wrinkles. Indoors, use a drying rack near a window. Avoid hanging heavy knits, which may stretch. Always check care labels first. For fresher smelling laundry, add a splash of vinegar to the rinse cycle before air drying. Clean blood stains with baking soda. Baking soda is a lifesaver for lifting blood from fabric. Make a paste using cold water and baking soda, then apply it directly to the stain. Let it sit for 30 minutes before blotting with a clean cloth. Rinse with cold water, never hot, which sets the stain. For older marks, repeat as needed or gently scrub with a soft brush. This method works best on fresh stains from clothing, sheets, or even upholstery. Always spot test first to avoid discoloration. Keep baking soda handy in the laundry room for quick stain emergencies. Lay wet cloth stain on grass. Did you know that sun bleaching on grass can help lift stubborn organic stains like berry juice or wine? Lay the damp, stained fabric face up on fresh grass in direct sunlight. Natural enzymes in the grass and UV rays from the sun combine to lighten marks. It's especially effective on white cotton or linen. Leave the item for a few hours, occasionally misting it to keep it moist. Check progress and repeat if needed. Avoid using this method on dyed or delicate fabrics, which may fade unevenly. Rinse and launder normally after sun treatment. Cut old towels into rags. Worn-out towels don't need to go straight into the trash. Cut them into squares and reuse them as cleaning rags. Their absorbent texture makes them perfect for dusting, wiping spills, or scrubbing surfaces. Edges can be hemmed to prevent fraying, but it's not required. Store stacks under the sink or in a basket for easy access. You'll save money and reduce waste by replacing paper towels with something reusable. Use different towel colors for different tasks, like one color for windows and another for kitchen messes, to avoid cross-contamination. Fix jeans with denim patches. Instead of tossing torn jeans, patch them with scraps of old denim. Cut a piece slightly larger than the hole and either sew it on by hand or use iron-on adhesive backing. Match the color and grain of the fabric for a subtle look or go bold with contrast stitching. Patching strengthens weak spots and extends the life of your jeans, especially around knees or inner thighs. Use a zigzag stitch for added durability. Keep denim scraps from other repairs on hand. They're useful for everything from mending to crafts. Always wash patched jeans inside out. Scatter eggshells in garden for slugs. Crushed eggshells create a natural barrier that slugs and snails avoid crawling over. Spread a ring of broken shells around tender plants to protect them without using chemical repellents. The jagged edges are uncomfortable for soft-bodied pests, making this an effective and eco-friendly solution. Eggshells also add calcium to the soil as they break down, which benefits tomatoes, peppers, and other vegetables. Rinse and dry the shells before use to prevent odors. Reapply after heavy rain for best results in your garden defense routine. Use old shirts for cloths. Worn-out t-shirts and flannels make excellent cleaning cloths. Cut them into manageable pieces to use for dusting furniture, polishing metal, or even wiping windows streak-free. The soft fabric won't scratch delicate surfaces, making them ideal for electronics or glass. Save buttons and collars for other projects before repurposing the fabric. Stack them in an old shoebox or container near your cleaning supplies. Unlike paper towels, these can be laundered and reused repeatedly. Use larger sections for floor cleaning or mop covers to get extra mileage out of every shirt. Keep berries in jar with paper. Extending the life of fresh berries is simple, with a clean jar and a bit of paper towel. After rinsing and drying the berries thoroughly, line a glass jar with paper towel and fill it loosely with the fruit. Seal with a lid and refrigerate. The paper absorbs excess moisture and helps prevent mold growth. Berries stored this way last noticeably longer than those left in plastic containers. Replace the paper if it becomes damp. Avoid washing until just before eating if you plan to store them for several days. Rinse egg dishes in cold water. Egg residue becomes stubborn and sticky with hot water, so always rinse dishes in cold first. Cold water prevents the proteins from cooking onto the plate or bowl, making them easier to clean. Once the bulk of the egg is gone, wash as usual with hot, soapy water for sanitation. This method saves scrubbing time and keeps sponges from gumming up. Use a rubber spatula to scrape excess egg off pans before rinsing. Always rinse mixing bowls promptly before egg dries, especially when baking or scrambling in large batches. Clean windows with vinegar water. Mix equal parts white vinegar and water in a spray bottle for a streak-free glass cleaner. Spray onto the window and wipe using a lint-free cloth or crumpled newspaper. This solution cuts through grime, fingerprints, and dust without leaving a film. It's especially effective on exterior windows exposed to pollen or weather. Avoid using on tinted glass to prevent damage. For extra shine, wipe in horizontal strokes inside and vertical outside to spot streaks faster. Always clean on a cloudy day to prevent quick drying and streaking. Wash window frames before glass. Always start with the window frames before cleaning the glass itself. Dirt and grime from the frame can drip onto freshly cleaned window if you reverse the order. Use a damp cloth and mild soap to scrub away dust, cobwebs, and mildew. Don't forget the tracks. Use a toothbrush or cotton swab to get into tight spots. Once the frame is clean and dry, move on to the glass. This sequence keeps your windows spotless longer. Vacuum debris from screens before reinstalling to avoid recontaminating clean panes. Make pudding with stale bread. Grandma's favorite comfort dessert, warm spice custard bake, was made from stale bread and never went to waste. Tear old bread into pieces and soak in a blend of eggs, milk, sugar, and cinnamon. Let it sit so the bread absorbs all the flavor. Then bake until golden and custardy. It's the ultimate no-waste treat, served warm with cream or a drizzle of syrup. Use raisins or chopped apples for added texture. Always butter the baking dish first to prevent sticking and give the pudding a crisp, caramelized edge. Soften cookies with apple slice. Revive hard cookies by placing them in an airtight container with a fresh apple slice. The natural moisture from the apple gradually transfers to the cookies, making them soft and chewy again. Be sure to check daily. Replace the apple slice if it starts to brown or mold. This works best with oatmeal, molasses, or chocolate chip cookies. For a lighter touch, use a slice of orange peel instead to add subtle citrus aroma. Store in a sealed tin or plastic tub to keep the humidity consistent during the process. Shine copper with lemon and salt. Restore dull copper pots or decor using a halved lemon dipped in coarse salt. Rub the lemon over the surface, squeezing gently as you go to release juice. The citric acid breaks down tarnish, while the salt adds mild abrasion. Rinse thoroughly with warm water and dry with a soft cloth for a brilliant shine. Repeat as needed for heavily oxidized pieces. Avoid using steel wool, which can scratch the metal. Finish with a thin layer of olive oil to slow future tarnishing and maintain luster. Rub candle wax on sticky drawers. Stuck wooden drawers glide like new when rubbed with plain candle wax. Just slide a candle along the runners and edges where friction occurs. The wax fills small imperfections and acts as a natural lubricant without mess. You'll notice smoother opening immediately, especially on antique or swollen furniture. This trick works on wooden window sashes too. Use unscented wax to avoid residue or staining. Repeat every few months or during seasonal humidity changes for continued ease. Buff lightly with a cloth for an extra slick finish. Clean kettles with vinegar. Mineral buildup inside kettles can be cleared with a simple vinegar solution. Fill the kettle halfway with water and add equal parts white vinegar. Bring it to a boil, then let it sit for an hour. Rinse thoroughly, boil fresh water once, and discard to remove any lingering vinegar smell. This hack dissolves limescale, which helps your kettle heat faster and last longer. For stubborn residue, scrub gently with a soft brush after soaking. Repeat monthly if you have hard water to keep your kettle sparkling clean and efficient. Put chalk with silver to stop tarnish. Tuck a few sticks of white chalk into the drawer or box where you store silver items. Chalk absorbs moisture and sulfur compounds in the air, which are the main culprits behind tarnishing. This method is especially useful for jewelry, cutlery, and heirloom items not used often. Make sure the chalk is clean and not touching the silver directly. Replace it every few months to keep it effective. Combine with anti-tarnish cloth for extra protection. Avoid storing silver in plastic, which can trap moisture and speed up corrosion. Rub banana peel on shoes. The inside of a banana peel contains natural oils and potassium that gently shine leather shoes. Rub the peel across scuffed or dull surfaces, then buff with a soft cloth. It lifts grime and restores shine without harsh chemicals. This is best for dark leathers, as lighter shades may need testing first. Wipe off any residue completely to avoid stickiness. This trick also works on leather belts and bags. Keep a peel aside when eating bananas, and you'll have an easy, eco-friendly polish at hand. Shake baking soda on carpets. Freshen up carpets by sprinkling baking soda evenly across the surface before vacuuming. Let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes to absorb odors from pets, food, or musty air. The fine powder draws out moisture and neutralizes scent molecules without any artificial fragrance. Vacuum slowly to collect all the soda and any embedded grime it's loosened. For deeper odor issues, leave the baking soda overnight. Avoid using it too often on high-pile rugs to prevent clogging vacuums. Add a drop of essential oil to the powder for a subtle scent boost. Kill weeds with vinegar. Did you know that household vinegar has been used as a natural herbicide since the 1800s? Its acetic acid breaks down plant cell walls, causing rapid dehydration in broadleaf weeds. Spray directly on unwanted growth in driveways or between garden bricks during sunny days for best results. Avoid overspray near vegetables or flowers, as it isn't selective. Stronger horticultural vinegar works faster, but should be used with gloves. Repeat every few days until roots weaken completely. Add a bit of salt and dish soap for extra potency. Keep onions in paper bags. Storing onions in breathable paper bags helps reduce moisture and slows spoilage. Poke a few holes in the bag for airflow, then place onions in a single layer and fold the top loosely. Keep them in a cool, dark pantry away from potatoes, which emit gases that speed up rot. This method preserves firmness and flavor for weeks longer than plastic storage. Label each bag by purchase date for easier rotation. For extra longevity, store sweet onions separately as they tend to spoil faster than yellow or red varieties. Use rubber glove for pet hair. A damp rubber glove works wonders for lifting pet hair off furniture, car seats, and fabrics. Just wear the glove and run your hand over the surface. Static and friction cause hair to cling to the glove instantly. Rinse as needed and repeat until clean. This method is cheaper than lint rollers and reaches into crevices easily. Works great on velour, suede, or other tricky textures. For best results, lightly spritz the surface with water first. Keep a glove by the door for quick cleanup before guests arrive. Cover paint tray with wrap. Line your paint tray with plastic wrap or a plastic grocery bag before pouring paint. Once you're finished painting, just lift out the wrap and toss it. No scrubbing needed. This saves time and lets you switch paint colors faster during big projects. It also prevents paint buildup that ruins future finishes. Use heavy-duty wrap to avoid tearing, especially with textured rollers. You can even double layer the wrap for added protection. If storing between coats, cover the whole tray with wrap to keep paint from drying out overnight. Soak splinter in warm salt water. A warm saltwater soak softens skin and draws splinters closer to the surface. Mix a tablespoon of salt in a small bowl of warm water and soak the affected area for 10 to 15 minutes. This reduces swelling and makes extraction easier with tweezers or a sterile needle. Repeat twice a day if the splinter doesn't come out right away. The saline solution also cleans minor wounds naturally. Add a dab of petroleum jelly afterward to protect the area and prevent infection while it finishes healing. Put cold potato on puffy eyes. Thin slices of cold potato can help reduce puffiness and calm tired eyes thanks to their natural enzymes and starches. Simply chill a raw potato, cut 2 slices and place them over closed eyelids for 10 to 15 minutes. The cool temperature tightens skin while the potato helps reduce swelling. This trick is especially useful after sleepless nights or allergy flare-ups. For added comfort, lie back and relax while applying. Switch slices halfway through if they warm up too quickly for a longer-lasting effect. Polish mirrors with cornstarch water. Mixing cornstarch with warm water creates a natural, streak-free mirror cleaner. Stir 1 tablespoon of cornstarch into a cup of warm water until dissolved, then apply with a lint-free cloth. Wipe the mirror thoroughly, then buff with a dry microfiber towel. The cornstarch lifts grime and moisture without leaving smears. It's ideal for bathroom mirrors fogged by steam. Always shake the solution before use as the starch settles. For faster drying, finish with a crumpled piece of newspaper to leave a brilliant, clear surface. Keep needles in bar of soap. Grandma always tucked her sewing needles into a bar of soap to keep them smooth and rust-free. Pressing the needle tips into the soap not only stores them safely, but coats them in a layer of lubrication. This makes hand stitching easier and helps them slide through fabric with less resistance. It's an old trick that works well with thick materials like denim or canvas. Use a small travel soap for compact storage. Replace the bar occasionally to avoid dirt buildup from a repeated needle use. Rub vinegar on hands after chopping onions. Rubbing white vinegar on your hands after slicing onions neutralizes the strong odors quickly. Pour a small amount into your palms, rub thoroughly, and rinse with cool water. The vinegar breaks down sulfur compounds that cause the lingering smell. This trick works better than soap alone and won't dry out your hands like harsh cleansers. Lemon juice can also help, but vinegar is usually more available in the kitchen. Dry hands with a towel afterward and apply lotion if needed to restore moisture after rinsing. Use stale bread to clean paintings. Stale white bread gently lifts dust and grime from delicate oil paintings without damaging the surface. Tear off the crust and dab the soft center across the canvas in light, patting motions. The bread acts like a sponge, absorbing particles stuck to the paint. Always test on a small corner first to ensure compatibility. This method works best for older pieces with textured brushwork. Replace the bread frequently during cleaning to avoid smearing. Store unused stale bread in a paper bag just for this purpose. Place penny in vase to freshen flowers. Dropping a clean copper penny into a vase helps keep cut flowers fresh by reducing bacterial growth. The copper acts as a natural fungicide, slowing the decay of stems and water clouding. Use a penny minted before 1982 for higher copper content. Add a teaspoon of sugar to feed the flowers and enhance the effect. Replace water every 2 days and clean the vase for longer-lasting arrangements. If flowers start wilting early, trim stems and use fresh water with a new penny. Remove container grease stain with vinegar. Plastic containers often hold onto greasy stains, but white vinegar cuts through the residue with ease. Pour a few tablespoons into the container, add warm water and a drop of dish soap. Let it soak for 15 minutes, then scrub with a sponge. The vinegar breaks up the oil while deodorizing. For stubborn spots, add baking soda and make a paste to scrub directly. Always rinse thoroughly to remove any lingering scent. Dry upside down to prevent water spots and keep plastic looking clear.